I'm gonna go ahead and get to the point on this one. Atreus is gonna be playable in God of War Ragnarok. Alright, so before you question it, allow me to explain myself as to why I think this. Video games as of late have given us lots of segments where we play as a really important support character, be it The Last of Us where we play as Ellie during the wintertime, or Spider-Man with its stealth-based Mary Jane and Miles portions. I'm not making these comparisons because I think that a Sony exclusive game will follow suit to other Sony exclusive games, because we have seen this same thing happen in many titles over the years. These particular moments of a game are used to either push the plot in an unexpected direction, give us some more much needed character development by seeing events through the eyes of another, or both of these things. So what would bring about a playable segment or portion of the game as Atreus in God of War Ragnarok? Well, I have a couple of ideas. We got the chance to see Atreus grow over the course of God of War 2018, and this growth has been carried into Ragnarok both mentally and physically. As a character, Atreus has grown to think more for himself and has become quite the warrior as shown by his performance in the final battle against Baldur. At this point, he doesn't really need Kratos to chaperone him as much, and this is shown in the trailer for God of War Ragnarok. Atreus is obviously now capable of hunting on his own while being very successful. I also have zero doubts that he can handle a few Draugr and maybe even some Hellwalkers. Here's where my first idea comes into play. God of War Ragnarok will begin with us playing as Atreus during a hunting trip. As the last game in the Norse saga of God of War, it would be a perfect mirror to the beginning of God of War 2018 that shows us exactly how much Atreus has grown between games. With a nice chill tutorial, it could really hammer down the fact that we are seeing the calm before the storm in a literal sense, considering that I believe Thor's introduction and more than likely boss fight will occur at the start of the game, really turning things up to 11 to kick the game off right. As for gameplay mechanics, having range combat with Atreus' bow will be no different than throwing the Leviathan axe, albeit at a much faster pace. And for melee combat, we could really take some more inspiration from The Last of Us and have Atreus slash away with his knife when things get up close and personal. So as he's hunting a deer, Atreus can come across a few Draugr that will make for easy cannon fodder enemies to act as a quick refresher course on fighting in the game. And who knows, he might even be able to wield the Leviathan axe. I mean, he did fight off a shit ton of Dark Elves for days with the thing in the previous game. If Kratos is okay with him using it, I think we would be able to pull off a few simple combos with it to get back into the swing of things, since we will no doubt be starting fresh with no upgrades or extra moves because of, standard video game logic. I don't expect it to really be all that dramatic, but playing as Atreus for this tutorial would be an excellent laid-back crash course, and nothing too combat heavy to the point of it being jarring once we gain control of Kratos afterwards. Now, my other idea is definitely more dramatic and kinda out there. Gonna pull from the infamous mural that shows the death of Kratos. Maybe he actually does die in the game, but not the way that we are thinking. As far as I know, and with how strong he has been hyped up to be, Thor is the only one capable right now of killing Kratos. So let's say that Thor does end up killing him during one of their encounters. The dude's not gonna stay dead. I mean, he's Kratos. The guy's crawled out of the pits of hell twice now. But this time Kratos is going to have help if he dies. The 9 Valkyries that we saved in the last game owe him an incredible debt, and I believe that they will be some new allies during Ragnarok, since their loyalty to Odin was heavily tested after he bound them all in physical form to spite Freya, the former Valkyrie queen, as told to us by Sigrun following her defeat. Upon wishing the eternal blessings of the Valkyries on Kratos and Atreus, Sigrun states that she and the other Valkyries will resume their duties of taking care of the dead. With Kratos potentially being one of these dead, whoever comes to him after his death is bound to recognize him and aid him in his journey. Again, how he dies we don't know. Maybe he's killed by Thor, or maybe he's killed by Atreus. No, not in an epic boss fight or any sort of malicious intent, but to gain access to Asgard. Think about it. Access to Asgard is cut off from all the other realms, so how is it supposed to be destroyed as part of Ragnarok? If Kratos can somehow make it to Asgard, he could potentially restore access to the other realms by connecting it to Tyr's temple in a way. And why I say Atreus could kill Kratos is because it's almost being hinted towards. The cycle of children killing their parents appeared to end with the death of Baldur, but this isn't that cycle. This line said by Kratos resonates with me in regards to this topic.
Only a parrot can understand.
So you'd let me kill you?
If it meant you would live. Yes.
Kratos would willingly allow Atreus to kill him so that he may live. This is exactly one of those scenarios. Atreus will die if the gods of Asgard are not stopped. And though Kratos is trying his best to prevent prophecy from taking control of everything, he is powerless to stop it. Ragnarok is nothing but prophecy. The events of the entire last game were nothing but prophecy. I believe that Kratos will finally understand that it isn't such a bad thing and that some cycles need to happen in order for life to continue. Anywho, before that gets too crazy, in the time between Kratos' death and his arrival at Asgard, we could have yet another golden opportunity to play as Atreus for a bit to push things along plot-wise. Without Kratos, we can get some bonding moments between Atreus and Angrboda, maybe see the two magically create Jormungandr and Fenrir, and maybe make the proper preparations for the final stages of Ragnarok. Atreus could be left with the Leviathan axe for a time, and of course while Kratos does Kratos things in Asgard, he will have the Blades of Chaos, as those follow him wherever he goes, and he will finally appreciate them now that they will be used to preserve the life of his child, rather than taking it. So yeah, that may have been one of my craziest theories yet, but I tried to put it together in a way that would make the most sense without it sounding like a complete fanfiction ass-pull. Do any of you believe that Atreus will be playable in God of War Ragnarok? If so, to what extent? Share your ideas in the comment section. No matter, thank you all for watching yet another God of War Ragnarok theory video from yours truly. And feel free to like this video and even subscribe. Here's hoping that whatever I got coming next isn't too crazy. Take care.